Hello, and welcome back to Behind the Cues, the podcast where we discuss the backstage shenanigans, magic from the audience, and sometimes we talk about the weird and wonderful myths in the industry. Today, I am joined by the talented Sara Kaikkonen.
Hello, I'm excited to be here.
Tell me a little bit about you and what your background is.
So, how would I describe myself? I guess like actor, writer, dancer is how I've been like saying it so far. And I'm originally from Finland, Helsinki, and
Hmm.
I came to UK a bit less than 4 years ago to study acting. So that is kind of like how I've ended up in this country. Yeah, I've been doing acting. It's a bit of a cliche, but kind of like as long as I can remember. I was one of those very extroverted, talkative kids who loved to dress up and force the family to watch their like made up shows. So I think my parents probably like clocked it pretty early on that this is like one of those like um acting kids, and they actually clocked it before me, so they put me on this like a summer theater camp. Like you
Hmm.
didn't stay over there, but it was like a week long and you came there every day for a few hours to kind of like study a little bit acting, but it wasn't that much like academic. It was very like playful and just like, and it was this theater museum in Helsinki. So it was so cool because we could actually use old costumes. So they were all real old costumes that we were able to dress up. And I feel like only as I've like grown older, I've realized how cool that is. Like I feel like when I was a kid, I didn't like realize how like real all the props and costumes are. But basically, yeah, we were just like playing along, like creating characters, and then devised a story on like this little small theater stage. And then at the end of the week, we could just invite people to watch it. And I think the show was always like, it wasn't very long, probably like max hour, something like that. And that's kind of like where it all started.
Amazing. Um, So, what sort of made like I don't know if the arts industry is different in Finland to what it is over here, but how did you get to like the UK? Like how did that like sort of timeline happen?
So, yeah, it's actually very different. It is very like, I don't want to say non-existent, but very small, and the circles
Hmm.
are very small, and it almost feels like if you don't have like connections, it is almost, it's hard, near impossible to get in. And my parents are like IT engineers and accountants, so there's no help in there. So, um, and basically like we don't really study acting or drama in school.
Hmm.
Like I think I learned about Shakespeare when I was 16 because it just happened to be a book in the library. Like we didn't really learn that. It's not really integrated in the school system. And like the school that I went to, they did shows,
Hmm.
but people kind of like, people didn't value them. People kind of like thought that it was cringe, and if you were part of the show, like it was almost guaranteed that you were going to be bullied. Like it wasn't like a cool thing to be in a show or a musical. And I always wanted to do it kind of like outside school, and it was always like as a hobby. And like even when I did it, we didn't study. It was very much always like devised the show
Hmm.
kind of like how we
Yeah.
wanted it, and very playful in that sense. And I think when I became a teenager and like in school they start asking you like what do you want to do when you grow up, I feel like then I thought like, oh yeah, I've been doing this my whole life, I could do it for a living. And obviously as you say that, no one takes it seriously. They're like, oh okay, so let's just think of a plan B, you know, like all that kind of stuff. um so because it wasn't like that serious. And I felt like it was always really, really hard to find information about even like agents or where you could do it professionally. It didn't feel like if you wanted to be an actor that there was like a clear path. And
Hmm.
then like learning about Shakespeare, I felt like although like every time when I learned about theater, it kind of like led me to UK. And then when I was, I think 16, I came to UK for language travel. So it was
Mhm.
2 weeks, and majority time we were in Turkey the 2 weeks, but the 2 days before we went to Turkey, we were in London, and I actually just absolutely fell in love with London, like with the culture and like how accessible theater is, how big like the theater industry is here. So I was like, I remember just deciding then and there, like I'm gonna come here. And then obviously like just doing more and more research, like knowing like how like prestigious the drama schools are in
Mhm.
this country, like and like I did apply to a theater school in Finland, and I clocked it very early on that how they teach drama is very, very different. Like I feel like in the UK, it feels more inside out, like very psychological and very like yeah. And I feel like in Finland, it felt almost like the other way, like outside in.
Yeah.
Kinda like very like how big you are, like how much you express yourself or like and then you kinda like apply it on top of you, but you don't really like analyze what the character is going through or like how they think or how they process stuff or how they have ended up in where they are. And that kinda like and I feel like I'm very like analytical person and I like the psychological aspect of it. So when I learned that
Yeah.
that's what they do in drama schools in UK, so I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to do that. So
So
yeah.
you studied at East 15 as well, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Because I sort of know your face, but I don't think we've ever like fully worked together on a show or anything.
No, we haven't because I remember also seeing you and I think the first time I kind of like got to know more of you was through James, like because
Mhm.
I feel like you worked on a few projects with James, and he would mention your name, and I would be like, I don't know that name, but then like he would like show you, or I would meet you, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that person, but yeah, no, um, I don't think, yeah, we didn't, but we were like almost like the same year,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So how did you find East 15? Because I'm asking all my guests who went to East 15 because we all had different experiences. How did you find it?
Oh yeah. So I was on the BA international course and oh my god, how would I even describe it? It was relentless.
Mhm.
Like uh I studied quite a lot of drama schools beforehand, so I kind of knew that it was going to be long hours. I knew that some things were quite like specific, like for example, when we started that everything you had to wear was like all black. So I kind of like wanted to prep myself quite well beforehand and um it was really weird because I feel like the first year felt like almost like a foundation course. Like they
Yeah.
didn't expect any level to us. Like it was very, very much easing into it. And I was kind of like, oh, I thought this would be like harder. And then second year kicked in, or like was it almost like the end of first year and it suddenly went like boom. It just like really relentless, like
Yeah.
suddenly like shows and homework, and then you're at school like 9 hours, and then like oh my god, I remember like there was one class where we were all so burnt out. It was a Laban class, and we were all so burnt out. Like half of us were just crying because we felt like we couldn't take any more information. And like the teacher kind of like just said like, "Oh, like you just need to find time to do things. Like if you're like brushing your teeth, then you need to do some of the homework during it." And I was like, that kind of like stuck with me because I was like, it almost felt like you don't like, if you have a break, then you're too lazy because even when you're brushing your teeth, you should be working.
Mhm.
And I did struggle with ease a lot, but it, I'm glad I did it, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it again
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of had, 2 choices in mind. That was East 15 and RADA. Um, those are the best, like, sort of universities for stage management and what I wanted to do. So I was like, "Okay, it's a tie-up between these 2." And I picked East 15 because it was more rural and, like, a past tutor was, like I'm friends with the past two today, so she sort of nudged me towards East 15. Um, but I get what you mean. It is like work hard, die hard. Like there's no breaks at all. Like you're constantly in a show, you're constantly preparing for a show, you're learning scripts. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, so what year did you graduate? Was it the same year as me and James?
Yeah. So last summer. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you were in uh Mila's class.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I know Mila very well.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um so coming from uni, what sort of what are you doing now? So in the industry, what are you working on anything? Any projects in the works?
So after East 15, I actually had a massive burnout and I took like a long break and kind
Mhm.
of like, yeah, it literally felt like I had to do it. Like I had to kind of like step back, take care of myself, take it easy, and kind of like get a job and settle into this like life after school. So I haven't like after E50 I didn't do really like
Yeah.
anything. It's only like this year when I've started to kind of like ease myself back into it and I've like um I took like dance leadership course because I got
Mhm.
really into dancing as well because I feel like I kind of like had to drop that side of me altogether during East 50. So it's kind of like nice coming back to it now. Um James was doing Ernie and I was doing like social media and like content creating for that because I feel like that like I have that side of me as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
that I was happy to kind of like explore. Um and at the moment I'm kind of like in this ensemble that Felicia has created and we're like devising a show based on a concept that she has.
Okay.
And so we're working on that. And then I have a few scripts that I have written that I'm kind of like gonna start like kind of like putting actually like putting
Mhm.
forward a bit
Yeah.
more probably soon-ish kind of like autumn. Yeah.
Mhm. Autumn's a good time. A lot of like the new sort of the London turnover happens because obviously it's just past all the fringe festivals. So like I feel like October is like the right time to release something new because then people are like craving something to sort of work on and go see. So that's a really good time to get the ball rolling, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like autumn is really good for time for that because I've heard that if you try to put new writing on like during summer, that apparently in summer it's really hard to get people to watch because people
Yeah.
are just traveling and
Yeah.
everything. So I feel like, yeah. And I feel like because I have this like script that is kind of like dark fantasy. So I feel like putting that on in
Mhm.
autumn, it almost like fits the vibe, it fits the
Yes, yes.
season. Yeah. So
I agree. Um, so is there any productions currently that you want to give a shout out to? Any that you know of?
that's a good one. I actually, because I feel like everything is still, like, very much, like, on the way, like,
Yeah,
nothing's, like,
yeah,
being
yeah.
published. So I feel like not at the moment,
Okay.
but maybe a bit later, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your dance. Like what is the type of dance that you do? Um, do you perform or you wanting to perform as a dancer at some point?
So I've done different dance styles since I was, like, early teenager,
Mhm.
and I feel like now it has kinda, like, solidified that it's more, like, commercial, contemporary, and heels.
Yeah.
But I have also gotten into hip hop lately, and that
Okay.
is very like if someone would know me very well, I used to be one of those like almost like a ballerina in a hip hop
Yeah.
class. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't like bouncy or like that at all. But I don't know. I have done some kind of transformation now that I'm into it. Um, but I would love to be a choreographer, and I did
Mhm.
that a little bit during East 15. We had this like physical theater performance called Tabula Rasa, and I had kind of like a solo dance number in it, and
Yeah.
I really felt like I was in my element, and it was received very well. I got positive feedback on it, and then that kind of like encouraged me kind of like, oh yeah, I have this side of me as well. Like I shouldn't kind of like leave this. So yeah. And then I did my own dance class at the end
Mhm.
of E15, and that was
Yeah.
kind of like heels beginner.
Okay.
Uh, and I loved it. I just loved it when you can kind of like, especially heels. I feel like a lot of people are like intimidated by like heels. Um, but and if it was so like fulfilling when you could kind of like encourage people
Yeah.
get into it and it's not intimidating and they're actually feeling empowered, they're feeling playful, and like that was one of the best feelings. And then you see people do your own choreography and like they're having fun and they're filming it and they're like, let's do it again, let's do it again. And like, oh my God, it's just the best feeling. You're just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And like when I did the dance leadership course as well, like we had kind of like sort of like a test at the end of
Yeah.
it where we all had to like lead our own class. That was like 20 minutes and it could be anything movement wise, but I wanted to do pretty standard like dance class and that was kind of like commercial. And I really wanted to be kind of like, I did like a dance number to this Don't Stop Please Don't Stop the Music by Rihanna. And
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, okay, guys, let's do like a I want you to be a diva. I want you to be a star. Like if
Yes.
you ever felt like you can't be big, this is your moment to be big. If you want to sing the lyrics, sing the lyrics. Like, because I really just wanted to be like good time and people actually could be like, big or like a
Yeah.
star. And and obviously I was nervous about that because I was kinda like, "Oh, what if people don't wanna, like, do that? What if they don't feel comfortable doing that? Or, like, what if I'm being too much and everything?" Like, I was just in my head, I was so nervous before it. And then when we started doing it and people were like and I saw people were actually, like, singing to the lyrics and, like, enjoying it, and when the class ended, they were like, "Oh, but can we do it one more time?" I was like, "Oh my god." Like, it felt like, "Okay, like, this is also what I wanna do more." And yeah, that is actually one of the things that I've sometimes like been not like struggling with, but kind of like trying to balance all those different artistic sides of me because I feel like I'm
Yeah.
not an actor, like there's other sides, but then you're trying to balance like that if you're trying to pursue so many different things at the same time, it usually crashes out. But then like, but yeah, I was very happy like when the opportunity kind of like introduced itself because it was like week intensive for free uh, as a dance leader. So I was kind of like, it would be stupid not to do it,
Yeah. Just
and
take it.
I loved it.
Take it. Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I I've always wanted to learn how to dance in heels, because I'm a drag queen. I'm kind of I'm an old school drag queen, so I
Okay,
usually
yeah,
just, like, stand in front of a mic and just sing, rather than, like, lip sync and dance in heels, and I feel like my body just doesn't move when I put a pair of heels on because 'cause I'm just like,
yeah.
"Okay, I can't walk anywhere because I will break an ankle."
Okay, you'll just have to come to my dance class. We'll just have fun. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just
we'll
get
make that happen.
some character heels, and those are the highest that I can do. I ain't doing no stilettos.
No, but that's the thing, like, it doesn't have to be like I don't have stilettos either, like, it just, like, ones they are comfortable
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Um, so being involved in, like, acting and dancing and writing, what is your one pet peeve of theatre, like, or the arts in general?
Ooh, I love pet peeves. They're such a good ones. Oh, I feel like the first thing that comes to my mind, because I feel like why I love the arts is because it can be very playful and very like that there isn't really like right or wrong in that sense. And like, like if someone does like different people do one role, it's always going to be different. So
Yeah,
I think I hate the most when there's, like, pretentious people who think there is right or wrong, and, like, yeah, I think the pretentiousness that
mhm,
something is art, some isn't, or, like, this is the right way to do something or not, because that just limits you so much, and then, like,
yeah,
your ego steps in, and then kinda, like, it loses that essence of art, which I think essence of art is so playful. Like, if you
Mm-hmm.
think like it we're basically just, like, paid to play, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
characters, which is, like, what kids do. So I feel like, yeah, I think in that sense, when this kinda, like, pretentious, um, I don't know, like, limiting belief
Yeah.
enters the
Yeah.
stage that you can't make mistakes or play or explore that, then it's kinda like, yeah.
But like, all like acting and especially clowning and stuff, that's all self-expression. And like the people who like sort of limit you are either not trained properly or they just want their self, I don't know, self-expression projected onto you. So like if they don't want to go as far as you would, then that's wrong. Because like, if they just like creating a box for you to be in, you're just gonna keep trying to find that door, and then you're not gonna be able to get out, and then you get burnout, and you stop thinking creatively, and you sort of get boxed in and become a robot, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like if you're no longer kind of like if you're like filtering yourself out, you're not even like creating anything new anymore because you're
Yeah.
just so like you're stopping yourself like before anything new can happen. And usually before anything new and beautiful and creative can happen, you have to make mistakes. You have to
Mhm.
kind of like yeah, fuck it up before it
Yeah,
can
of
be kind of
course.
like what you want it to be. Yeah.
So, going from the pet peeves, and this could also tie into um, the next question. What is the best piece of advice you can give to like beginner dancers, actors, like people who want to go into the industry?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I think, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm trying to remember myself when I started, and I
Hmm.
was so like, any anything people would tell me, I would like take it in like a sponge and be
Yeah.
like, this is a fact. This is something that needs to happen or something like that, which is so like understandable if you're new to it and someone who's been in the industry for years, you're kind of like, oh, they know better. But I feel like maybe this like balance of there's so much noise and there's so much like, oh, this is the 5 steps to do if you want to be a good actor, or like if you're not doing this you're not booking, and there's all these kind of like um what not to do, what to do, and like uh some teachers who are pretending to be gurus. So I feel like my best advice would be that don't take everything in as a fact, but
Yeah.
kind of like take what works for you and what doesn't. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean like there's something wrong with you. Because
Hmm.
I sometimes used to be like some technique wouldn't work for me, and the entire class was loving it, and I felt like, oh, there's something wrong with me, but it isn't, because we're all just so different, and like what makes sense in my head might not make sense in your head. So I feel like kinda like have somewhat kinda like inner your own voice in
Hmm.
you, and like listen to your gut, what feels right, what actually like suits you, and
Yeah.
like and then block out the rest and
Of course.
take
Yeah.
like some of the advice or some of the information that feels right, feels good, take it in and leave the rest, because there is a lot and otherwise you'll just be overwhelmed. So I feel like that has worked the best with me, that you kinda, like, stay on your own path and take something in if it works for you.
Yeah. That's like a really, really good like sort of mindset to have as well. It's just because when you're sort of young and you're sort of, I don't know, I can't remember the word, but when you're sort of naive and you're looking to become better, the when tutors and teachers and like professionals say like you need to do this, then you sort of do it because you're scared that you won't get to where they are, or you won't progress, or you won't learn anything. So I agree with you. It's like you need to sort of have your own. It's like a table. So things you can take and then things you can like throw away. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like when you're young, you're just so like you'll just do everything because you just
Yeah.
want to be like good, but like that's how you burn yourself out. And I
Mhm.
was burned out after East 15, even when I tried to like do it that way. But like you said, I feel like you also lose that like your own creativity in you because that is what makes us artists. That we all have our own like our own color palette, our own
Mhm.
like mindset, our own thinking ways and everything. And that is what makes it like you and like your way of creative. And I feel like when you kind of like access your core, that's when you are at your like at your best and at
Yeah.
your most creative. But when you try to kind of like mold yourself into these what other people want you to be or like what you think should be, then you kind of like lose that and then you're not creating from you. You're kind of like just copy pasting what other people are
Yeah.
doing or
Yeah.
like taking their ideas.
Yeah. It's scary in the industry, and it's very competitive. And when you've got like certain things that nobody else has, but they've got all the stuff that they've been taught and just kept it, whereas you're this creative, like being trying to burst out of a box, they don't want you. They want the person who's been like robotized, rather than someone who like thinks freely and wants to create like the most magic on stage. Yeah, it's I think some aspects of the industry need to like change a little bit more and be more accommodating to people who a lot of things don't work, like you said, with like being told things and you need to do this, you need to do that. And just yeah, they need to be taught how to find yourself freely, how to be creative.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that is something that they should definitely incorporate in drama school because I
Hmm.
also learned that in drama school they teach you the craft but not the industry.
Yeah.
And then you finish drama school with like no agent or someone kind of like sort of like a mentor who would kind of
Yeah.
like give you the ins and outs. So you're kind of like just chucked kind of like almost like a bird from a nest like fly,
Yeah.
and then you're like supposed to like maneuver this industry but you've no idea, and they even before you kind of like step into it, they put their idea of who you are. Cause that's
Hmm.
how I've kind of like felt as someone who doesn't sound Finnish, but doesn't sound English and doesn't sound American. I've been told I just sound kind of like American European mix, kind
Yeah.
of like this.
Yeah.
And they immediately put kind of like, oh, but we can't put you into a box. Who are you? And kind of like, and then you're kind of like, oh, well, I don't know. I thought my craft and, like, but they're not like, yeah, before you even kind of like, before you even can step your toes in, they put their idea of you on
Yeah. Yeah.
already.
It's like judging a book by its cover, basically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Did you have a placement? Like, do the acting like cohorts have a placement in East 15? Like, where they go and experience like a week of work, or is that one of the modules in?
Not really. I mean, towards the end of the last project we do, I don't know if they changed it now, but at the end of third year, you kind of like do like your London debut in a way, and
Yeah.
you do like a professional show with a professional director in a London theater venue, and
Hmm.
that's I guess closest that it can come to that,
Yeah.
but not exactly like that. Yeah.
On the stage management course, we have like in third year we have to do a 4 week or 4 to 6 week placement outside of uni. And I think that would benefit a lot of actors because they can then sort of see what the industry's like instead of like finishing school and then suddenly they're just thrown into it and basically trying to live as an actor in London on top of trying to fund yourself in London because it's a very expensive place to live. It's a very busy place to live.
Oh my
And
god. Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like they could benefit from having that sort of week in the middle of like third year where they can sort of get their stuff together, find like a company to join for a week, whether that's just like in rehearsals or if you like they could find something that you can get on stage for a week. um I feel like that would help a lot of people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I feel like that would almost have to be like mandatory. Because if
Hmm.
you think about like most of like acting is very different to other like I don't know subjects you can study because I'm thinking like all my friends who've studied like business or IT engineering like they've had a lot of kind of like towards the end they're having like less classes and they're actually having more time to like look for a job or doing like internship or something. It's kind of like it kind of like gradually like dips down the
Hmm.
classes so you can kind of like gradually get into the industry. But I feel like drama school is very much not that. Like you go like 110% until the end and then it's like boom, cutthroat. You don't have any projects, anything anymore. Like it like cuts straight and then you're like off into and then it's like cut in the summer where it's kind of
Yeah.
like you're not gonna get like it's harder to get like in the middle of summer like a
Yeah.
acting job or like even a normal job. So I feel like I found that transition very hard because it was very like kind of like immediate drop.
Yeah. Like I I talk about my placement like I am still in that placement, but I'm not. I left uni like you. I found it quite difficult until I got a job in the place that I did my placement. But they said that it was like sort of like a temporary role. And little did I know it was only for like about 2 months. And then they were like, okay, we don't need you anymore. Um, you can come back when we have work for you. So I'm a freelancer there, but I'm like, it's not, I haven't got any other work regarding like theatre and stuff outside of that because I'm currently working in hospitality, which is it's obviously not the long term goal, but
Yeah.
it's what I'm doing to sort of provide myself with money and actually have a roof over my head, you know. But I do want to do more theatre stuff. But I think I'm sort of taking that time to find what I actually want to do within theatre because I've got so many pathways that I could go down. And um, it's hard. It's hard to choose one when you don't know where the ending is, what the sort of hills and obstacles that you have to climb to get fully through that pathway.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. But it
mhm.
is kind of like I've been trying to like because when I took a break, I was kind of like sometimes I did have the panic like, "Oh my god, I should be in the industry." But then again, it is like I've been trying to remind myself like it is a marathon, not a sprint. And I feel like if I had tried to push myself in the peak of my burnout, I would have like I don't know where I would have been, but it's like because then you start resenting the craft and you don't like enjoy it anymore. And I feel like when I'm trying to think of it as a marathon, it kind of like because it is so relentless, you know, like you have to give it so much and like you have to sacrifice, like you said, like the income isn't like stable. Because
Mhm.
I'm working in retail at the moment because obviously you need to have money to survive,
Yeah, yeah.
especially in London. So like you have to kind of like juggle that and then try to get into the industry at the same time. So I feel like the best way, in my opinion, is to give yourself grace and kind of like take it at your own pace because like that is the only pace basically. There isn't like, and you know, if someone gets like I don't know, a role or a job, it's not be all end all. Like they
Yeah,
could like lose it at some point. Like it's a funny industry in that sense that it's not like if you get your role or something, then it's just like oh, and then you'll get the next one, and it's just like uphill from here
yeah.
to the Oscars or something like that. So it is very like
It's luck of the draw, basically, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
is you can either get lucky or you just coastline a little bit before you sort of get another break, and then you coastline again, and then you get another break, and it's like it's sort of like very long steps. So it goes like really far, like really big tread and then up again and then another long step. So yeah, it's some people get it from the go and they just like race up that hill. But
Yeah.
then lots of people it's like, okay, let me just sit on this bench for a second before I like continue walking up the hill.
Exactly, exactly. And someone once said, because I saw this like TikTok video where it was this like professional actor kind of like saying like, oh, if I could give any advice to like my younger self, and she said like her best was like create a full life outside
Hmm.
acting, because then you're not like seeking all the validation and fulfillment from like the one audition that you get, and you're like, like putting all your eggs in one basket and like expecting that this is gonna like, be it for you. And
Yeah.
I have noticed that like when I do more outside acting, like live life to the fullest and don't like just don't kind of like live from audition to audition. I also noticed that when I do my self tapes, I do better because it's not
Hmm.
that much pressure. Like, oh my god, I need to get this. This has to be it for me.
Yeah.
That you're kind of like more relaxed. You're playing more because you're kind of like, this isn't like your only like life source or like happiness source.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's almost like then creates like this more like healthier cycle because you're kind of like having like more fulfilled life, and then you're doing better in your self tapes, and when you're doing better in your self tapes you get the job, and then you get the job, and like you're just overall then happier.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite it's also like there's so many like theater people in London because that's the place to be at the end of the day. But like there's so many schools in London that like new actors are coming from every single year, like graduating, and it's like I can see like that one person is like just one in a million cattle of fish, like, and trying to sort of make yourself stand out from people who have also probably had the same background as you and also had like the same difficulty as you. It's like again, it's the luck of the draw. Like, are they going to choose you or are they going to choose that other person who is like identical to you?
I know. It's so hard to stand out, like, uh yeah, because you're like you said, like you kind of realize after drama school like how many people are you up against, and
Hmm.
like how many people are kind of like, because I heard some director and casting director say like at some point everyone's talented, like it doesn't even come down to like talent, but it is like it comes down to just like who you are, your personality, and
Yeah.
like how you've chosen to do the character, or like whatever. But yeah, and that is in a way scary because
Hmm.
obviously, like, you're like trying your best and kind of like thinking it's enough. And then you realize that the level is already so high. So, like, then you're kind of like hoping to stand out
Yeah.
as who you are as a person, or like how you've chosen to do the script, or like whatever you've had to do.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, um, straying away from drama school, um, what is your favorite or most favorite like play, musical, show that you've seen?
Wow. Mm.
I know it's hard. I can't choose one either, but I've got like a list. I've got like a pyramid system of like the top tiers and stuff.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not sure if, because I'm trying to think like I've seen a lot of shows here.
Hmm.
Um, ooh, like I feel like I have a few that I've been like, oh, this was so good, and I'm just gonna like say them, but they're not
Yeah,
in like particular
fine.
order. But like when RC did Kyoto, that
Okay,
was
yeah,
so good,
yeah.
and especially as something like based on real events and very heavy on like numbers and
Hmm.
history and like dates and that stuff. I was a bit hesitant, like, oh, is it gonna be like information overload? But I feel like they did it so beautifully well,
Hmm.
how they balance like the kind of like exposition and kind of like information, and then also like telling the story. That was really good. Um, Another one that I saw at the National Theatre was The Father and the Assassin. And that's
Okay.
the story about the person who killed um Buddha, wasn't it? Oh my god, I think I forgot. I think yes. Oh my god, I need to Google that because I feel like if I say the wrong person, that's bad. I had my phone here just a second ago. Oh, there it is. I was sitting on top of it. But I remember that was actually very interesting because I saw an ad on Instagram, and it was this guy doing the actor doing a monologue, and it was
Mhm.
so captivating. I was like, "What is this show?" And then I Googled it, and no, yeah, I was wrong. It's the story of a man who murdered Gandhi.
Ah,
Okay, there we
Gandhi.
go.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
and
Kind of
it w
kind of in that realm though, so you're not
yeah,
entirely wrong. Yeah.
exactly. I was like, one of them gurus. Yeah, and it was the main guy was so captivating, but in this kind of like very like calm confidence way, like not this like I'm performing too much and like taking over the whole show, but he was like a real storyteller because he had a lot of like monologue parts where he's kind of like leading the story, and he kind of like broke the fourth wall with the audience. Like he's very much like narrating the story, but also like sometimes jumping back into the story and doing scenes, and he was just like so good. I forgot who the actor's name is, but he was so good. That was a really, really good show at the National, and I think it will maybe my first or one of the first shows that I saw at the National. Really, really good. And and then if it goes to musical, Hades Town,
I haven't seen it
incredible.
yet. I haven't seen it. I want
I
to see
just
it.
yeah, I just really love the aspect that it's like live music on stage, like, and it feels like an ensemble show, even though there's like these like main characters, but it's still because like the whole you see the band, it feels like an ensemble show. So I feel like those ones stand out. And I think I have more shows that have been on my bucket list to see for
Yeah.
so long, but I just haven't got to oh my god, Les Mis as well
Oh,
in West End.
I love, love, love. I've never seen the actual production on the West End. I've only ever seen the touring productions. So
Yeah.
I need to go see it, like the actual show.
Yeah, it like I remember like when we came back from the first half and I even saw the set on the second, my like jaw dropped. It was just like it was just and the talent and like everything. Cause I saw the movie before I saw the
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
show. Like I was familiar with the story,
Mhm.
but it was still like really, really, really good. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah.
That was that was the first musical I performed in school, was Les Mis.
Oh my god.
And because because my, voice was so high when I was younger, I got to play one of the lovely ladies.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That is talk about range in your CV from stage management to ladies and Les Mis. Like that is range.
No, I last time I performed in a musical was in the year the year we graduated, actually. Um, I played multiple different characters in Made in Dagenham, and I played loads of different characters,
Okay.
and that was in Loughton, um, back in 2025. So,
Wow. I didn't
yeah,
even know that.
I'm trying to get
I've
back
only
into
done
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So are you like do you have like musical theater background?
Um, I wouldn't say like I'm trained in musical theatre, but every show I've performed in is a musical or of the. I've never performed in a play,
Okay, yeah. You just
so
gravitate towards that kind of like
yeah.
musical theater. Yeah.
I'd love
I'm
to do a play, but it's just yeah.
yeah, that's so fair. I've like my background is like just theater, but I've done one musical in my entire
Mhm.
life, and I realized how difficult it is when I did it. Like dancing, singing, and acting at the same time. Like those people are just like athletes at that point. I did Hair.
Oh, that's a good
In
one.
that's a good one. But we did it right under COVID. I think it was 2020 when we did it, and it was so like the audience. Like it was so depressing performing to the audience because every other seat had to be empty and they
Yeah,
had
yeah,
masks on. So you couldn't see any expressions. It literally felt like you were like performing to robots. Like you're
yeah,
trying to do this like 70s like fun hippie like musical and then you end it and everyone's just like,
yeah,
and you're like, are you enjoying this? Are you like, and like we had one number where we had to like go into the audience and give these like
yeah.
leaflets and like they just have no expression. Yeah, it was difficult.
I remember going to see a show. I can't remember what it was. It was probably a musical. Um, just as COVID was like easing off, and it's never felt so eerie in a theater where you've only got like a couple of seats per row that are like, you can sit in them. And I was like, this is not it. Like, why is it so empty? I feel so bad for the people who made this production because they're not getting anything out of this at the moment. Like they can't they can't get people's reactions. They haven't got as big of a reaction. There's no money coming out of it because they've probably not even covered the like they haven't even covered the seats for that day because it's so little people in the theater. So yeah, it was a dark time for theater. Let's put it that way.
I know. It is like I feel like you were bang on with that word like eerie. Like that's
Yeah,
how it felt like
yeah,
performing to them because also like when the theater is packed, like I feel like people are more tempted to react because other
hmm
people are reacting and like it creates like this atmosphere that you're experiencing something together. But when you're kind of like very separated from people, it creates almost like this like it doesn't have this like togetherness
yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's more exhausting as well because obviously you've got empty seats, so there's more room for projection, and like all this sound is bouncing out to empty seats, and you're sort of trying more to like pick it up a little bit more, but it's so exhausting when you get no reaction from anyone in the crowd, or you get like that one reaction and then you're sort of like, okay, that made me a little bit happy, but
Yeah, you're like, this is all for you. Like you're like almost like performing to that one person, like, this is for you. Thank you.
every little ad lib, you're like, yes, yes, I can
Exactly.
see
Exactly. Yeah.
you. um, okay, so Sarah, where can people find you to get updates on projects and stuff?
I mean, I have TikTok and I have Instagram. I feel like maybe my Instagram is a bit better for that. My
Yeah.
TikTok has been a bit dead for a while, and my purpose is to like reawaken it like
Yeah.
very soon. But I feel like my Instagram is pretty better. So my Instagram is Sara Emilia KK. Oh my god, I have to double check that.
Is
Otherwise, I'm
it?
giving someone else's like Instagram.
It's the one that I've been talking to you on, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's that Sara
Yeah.
Emilia KK. Yes,
Okay. Stunning. I'll tag you in the post on Instagram and TikTok if you're on there as well. Um,
amazing.
when I obviously release the episode. Uh, so is there any questions that you've thought of to ask me, or is there anything you want to say that you haven't said yet?
Mm, well, I'm also curious. Are you working on something at the moment? I know I'm the guest that you're like asking, but I'm like,
everybody
yeah,
asks everybody asks the same question, and I'm like, okay, I've got like 3 plays that I'm currently writing. What one can I say? Um,
yeah.
so I've got 3 plays that I'm currently working on. I've written them. You got Valley Soil, which I talked about with James in the last episode, and then I've got Inner which is like basically complete, and that's surrounding like a gay man in the 80s who's going through the AIDS epidemic, and then there's Anosetia, which is a play about like a trans person going through their life as a trans person, basically. Um, but that's basically all I'm really working on. I haven't got any like plays in the like I'm not performing anywhere. I haven't got any gigs as like stage manager or you know, but I am going back to uni in September, so that's something, I guess.
Oh yeah.
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 Do my
Back to
masters.
school. Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Um, so I think I've run out of questions.
That's fair. That's fair. I've been just yapping away.
No, it's fine. I prefer to listen rather than talk. I do like to listen to people's stories. Um, I usually ask people what their sort of catchphrase is. So, like, what do you say all the time that is just ingrained into your like? It could be to say goodbye. It could just be like a vocal stim that you say all the time.
I feel like there's probably because there's what okay. So I feel like when I'm like telling something has happened, I'm very
Mhm.
like I can be very dramatic in my expression and very exaggerating. And I feel like this is gonna like show me so well. Like this is gonna be I'm also very sarcastic. So I feel like what I'm gonna say is gonna people are gonna read it so wrong. But I feel like everyone's always flabbergasted when I say like something is vile. I feel like that is something that I use all the time if I don't like something or
Yeah,
like I'm just like it's so vile and everyone's like, "Oh my god." But I'm like yeah,
it's
I
a
feel
good
like that
word.
is
I love that
I
word.
like yeah, I do. It's short and like but it describes it so well.
Yeah,
So and I do like flabbergasted as well. It's
I
so
love that word
like
too.
yeah. So I feel like I just love all those words that like describe it like
Yeah,
something like yeah, it's very descriptive. Yeah.
I love baffled,
Oh yeah.
like or
Oh my god,
baffling.
baffled. Yeah. It even sounds funny like
Yeah.
baffled. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But I think my favorite English word is actually darling. I just love it.
Oh yeah,
It's so like romantic, it's classic, it's a bit old fashioned and I feel like it can kind of like it's it's funny because you can actually, like, say it in a very sweet way, like, meaning it, but you
yeah,
can also be very littling, like, darling, you know, like, to someone, like, it can be used in very, very
yeah.
different ways.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's kind of like the B word, like bitch, in like different terms because you could use it as like
Yeah.
a term of like, oh my god, and then you can hear like you can literally use it as like I hate you.
Yeah.
It's like a word which is just so universal, and you can just use it
Ye
anywhere.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. You've been listening to Behind the Cues, the podcast, obviously, where we delve into the world of theatre and the arts industry. I was joined by my lovely guest, Sara Kaikkonen. Um,
Got it.
and if you are looking for updates on the podcast, head over to my TikTok or Instagram at Tom Does Theatre, and that's where you'll find all the release dates and everything from my recordings. It was lovely to have you on, Sarah, and
Thank you so much for having me. I loved it.
hopefully we can have you on in the future. I've said that to every guest I've had because obviously life changes and we can, we'll have different things to talk about.
Yeah, definitely, that would be fun. This was
Yes.
my podcast debut, and it was fun, so I would love to do it again.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
happy to continue this and just have you on in the future at some point.
definitely. You'll just give me the date, I'm like, "I got it."
Okay, right. I will see you all in the next episode, and for now, bye bye.
Bye.